What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and as promised, we are taking a look at another replay from our war against Heavenly Zone, except this time I am on the opposite side. I'm going to be showing the amazing attack that Feef did on my base. So this base was a fresh build, and I thought it was going to be extremely strong, and Feef ended up coming in here and just absolutely stepping on it. And to be fair, I think the base is actually really good. I think Feef is just a really good player, and he found like a a, a sui that most people wouldn't think about doing, and he really took advantage of it. So we're gonna get into the replay, talk about the Lalo, talk about the sui, talk about the planning and the pathing, all that good stuff. But first, I just want to say thank you guys for subscribing. Thank you for joining, and of course, like always, please like, please share, spread the word. It really helps my channel, and I hope you guys are enjoying the content as much as I'm enjoying bringing it to you. So if you're interested in more content like this, let me know. I've actually just made plans with my wife, so we're gonna do a stream, not this week, but next week. We're going on vacation this weekend, but we're gonna do a live stream where she's gonna be pulling up my OG Town Hall 9 account, and we're gonna be teaching her how to do some Queen Charge Lalo, some Queen Charge Hogs, just kind of having some fun. She's gonna take the headset, she's gonna take the iPad, we're gonna load it up, and I'm gonna just help her while she farms up. I'll have my account pulled up so I can donate her troops. We'll boost and do a whole bunch of farm raids and see if she can figure out some Queen Charge Hog, Queen Charge Lalo, Kill Squad Hog, just whatever we feel like hitting. So if you guys are interested in that, I'll put together the dates for sometime next week, and I'll post it in my Discord server, which you can join by finding it below in the description of the video. Uh, we'll do that stream and kind of hang out with all the people. And if you're, a new player to the game and you're trying to learn some stuff, that would be an ideal place to do it because she is a new player, and I'll be teaching her from scratch. So be on the lookout for that. That should be a very fun time. But anyway, let's get into the replay on my base, and let's check out what Feef did and find out why he did it. So first, we're going to look at the base with all the traps exposed. So I can kind of show you, talk you through. By the way, the link for this base will be in the description. I know Feef tripled it. There is some obvious ways that I'm going to talk about fixing how he tripled it, and we'll get into that. But it was honestly your average player is not going to do this. Okay, so I don't want anyone who's watching this who is thinking like, oh, this base got first tripled, I'm not going to use it, to think that this is something that's going to happen in your average clan war. This is definitely not something that you're going to see very often. So let's look at the base, kind of discuss the trap locations and the overall base layout and why it is it's a pretty strong base, right? So first thing we want to talk about is the town hall being suiable, and it's kind of a bait, right? So this wall segment here, what this is trying to do is get you to try to sui into this little compartment here, either from this side or that side, right? And it's very difficult to do because it's not really the ideal spot for your queen to walk because of all these buildings out here. You have to invest a pretty nice sui to get her anywhere inside of here, right? So that wall segment, for some reason, heroes act really finicky with one tile segments for walls, including gaps in the wall. So, for example, if you look up here at 12 o'clock, these little gaps right here, for some reason, heroes just don't like stepping into those, like that little gap right there. There's a ton of them in new meta bases that kind of lead into that whole, over here at 9, I have 3 of them. For some reason, heroes just really don't like stepping in there. So especially your queen. So you really have to do like a really good setup in order to get the queen to step in there. And a lot of times it's just not worth the effort because if it doesn't happen, it never turns out good for your attack. However, Feef is going to be doing something outrageous here, and his Sui is going to be insane, and he is going to get the Town Hall, and he is going to get the Scatter Shot, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm going to show you how he's going to do that. So other things to look at in the base is I have a multi-inferno over here, and the tornado trap is over here in between the Tesla farm. Oh, there goes my pen again. I really need to find a better writing program than this shitty one I got. See, not yet. All right, so the tornado is co-located between the Inferno and the Tesla farm. And you can see I have like a nice little trap set up here with red bombs and red bombs on the outside as well. Now, the reason for that is because you want to try to force Lalo pathing. If someone like zaps here and zaps this sweeper, the obvious Lalo pathing is going to be from this direction. And what most people are expecting is Teslas are going to be like somewhere out here because it would throw off pathing directly to the town hall from inside this compartment. And by putting them early, most people wouldn't float a lot of loons into this area because there's only a mortar and an archer tower on the outside. And if you watched my previous video, those buildings don't take a lot of loons to get down. So I'm kind of baiting the loon drops into this area and then try to surprise them with a big Tesla farm with a bunch of red bombs and blah, 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 blah. So that actually is exactly what Feef is going to do. And the Tesla farm is actually pretty effective against him. The problem is the Sui just got way too much value. Now, along with that Tesla farm and that Inferno tower, we're also looking at the enemy queen right here between the scatter shot and the multi-Inferno. So that's definitely a place that you're going to have to either look to freeze one of the two and have to deal with the other one, or you're going to have to use your tome to get through that area. Now, ideally, they don't have the tome because they had the tome coming through the top side of the base, right? That's like the best case scenario. And this Tesla farm also makes it very difficult to sneak in some headhunters because as they come through this area, they're going to have to deal with all these Teslas, this giant bomb, a whole bunch of different stuff in this compartment. So the idea is to make it very hard in order to get the queen mid-Lalo. All right. Now the rest of the base, let's go ahead and take a look. I have a centralized eagle compartment. And when I say centralized, obviously it's not dead center in the middle of the base, right? But when I say centralized, it's relatively in between all my major defenses. So you have your Inferno here, Inferno, and then double scatters here. And the Eagle is kind of centralized on all of that, right? The reason why you want to do that is because I'm spreading it away from my CC compartment, and I'm spreading it away from all the other major key defenses that defend against Lalo, such as the scatter shots, the Inferno towers. So the only value you're going to get on by zapping that Eagle is going to be the RC and the air defense. Okay, so not a ton of value there. You could probably squeeze in that Wizard Tower if you don't go for the RC, but not a ton of zap value there for the Eagle, and that's the goal. Now, if someone was hitting this base with something like Yetis, which would be my first, like this is what I would expect on this base, you have a really tough compartment here to deal with on the Yetis, and a very tough compartment here, and this dead space right in the middle makes it hard for any Yeti pathing. Like if you did like a warden walk, somehow you warden walk the Inferno, did like a wall break or a jump into this compartment, and then you jump here, you're not going to have any way of dealing with this Inferno and back end scatter shot until you get to the end of the base. And by then you're dealing with double scatter shots, heroes from the outside, this Inferno tower, and anything like hogs you send in from this way is going to just get melted by this Tesla farm and this tornado trap. So the base is actually very well built. Now, what makes Feef's attack so strong here is you're going to see, and I'm not going to go over his planning beforehand because I want you guys to kind of develop a plan. Just know he's going to zap Lalo this base, and the way he does it, he goes compartment by compartment. Very surgical with his Lalo, very surgical with his slammer, and he's going to make each compartment fall individually, which ends up collapsing the whole base on top of itself. So think of it like a skyscraper falling. You have to hit the foundation or the core of the building, and as that core starts to collapse, the rest falls down on top of it. And that's exactly what's about to happen to my base. So let's go ahead and get into the replay. As you can see, Feef is also using the 2-Hound Lalo. He's bringing 2 Headhunters and 2 Super Wall Breaks. So that tells you he's going for a very hefty and deep Sui. And we're going to see where he does that at. And you're going to see just how detrimental and creative these Suis can get on bases like this, right? So this base was set up to defend against the Sui, and it's just not going to defend at all against the Sui. But this is what I mean by your average attacker will not do this, okay? Let's go ahead and get into the replay. Let me get my pen ready. So Feef is going to go ahead and zap what doesn't seem like a lot of value. He's going to get that sweeper, just like we talked about. The most obvious Lalo pathing is from that top side. And he's going to get the CC down. Doesn't get anything else, and he's going to use these 3 loons here plus this minion to break off his funnel. So you can kind of see where he's going with this Sui. Gets a wizard down to support the king. King's going to do his thing on the outside. And here comes the AQ. She's going to start working on those storages. Gets her down nice and early, and he's funneling from the bottom side, working his way up top. And that's how you have to deal with these little 1-layer walls. You have to reverse your funnel to go this way, right? Normally people would try to go this way, and what would happen is the queen would just follow the king because he's not going to get out far enough. So he's reversing his funnel to work back towards the queen, and what he's going for, I'll just go ahead and spoil it. He's going for this wall here and then this wall here, which opens up pathing to this town hall. And it's going to work, and it's going to be very, very strong. So as you can see, he's cleared out the CC, which obviously is a boon for any kind of Lalo. But by clearing all of this out and all of this out, you can see that he's now starting to segment the base, and he hasn't even used the RC yet. So the RC is going to come in, going to trim out a whole bunch of this. And then now all he has to do is deal with this RC, this single, and this wizard tower on this side of the base. And he's completely cut the base in half. Well, actually into like a quarter of what it was. So the way he's going to deal with this is he's going to bring an loon and a stone slammer with a dragon and some loons. And it's going to deal with the enemy RC as well as this single, this archer tower. And it's going to give him his starting point for his Lalo to start coming in like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and just wait till we get up to that point, and I'll pause it again. This is a really nice attack by Feef. Like I said, Heavenly Zone is a very, very good clan. They're going to cause a lot of problems in Elite this year. So they're going to upset a lot of people. Now, this wall breaker, I'm not saying it was luck, but I'm just saying I've sent in some wall breakers, and they've done some crazy stuff, and that definitely would have went to the Wizard Tower had it been my wall breaker. But here comes the King. King's going to beat through that wall. Queen's going to go ahead and bounce in to the Town Hall compartment while the RC goes for the Eagle. Now the RC is actually not going to get the Eagle down because that Queen ability ends up swapping the Expos onto the RC. Now, let's look at how Feef is going to deal with this. We've already talked about him bringing in the Slammer with the Dragon and the Loons. So this all is going to go down to that, right? Because there's just not enough air targeting defenses in here. So now, I talked in my other video about these outside buildings being placed here in order to throw off the ideal pathing for loons, which would be like loons here, loons here, loons here, loons here, and they kind of path like this, right? This is the ideal pathing for loons because then you get that big wave. So the way Feef is actually going to do it, and it's pretty genius. Again, this is coming from people who are very high level players and have been doing Lalo for a long time. So Feef already knows kind of how to deal with this, but it will, if you build your bases like that, it will eventually throw some people off who are not as good. So he's going to get his Lalo coming in, and he's going to do it from the outside working in. And you're going to see that as he does that, these buildings are going to go down fairly quick, and it's going to go down quick enough to where his loons do end up pathing directly in like he wants them to. It's all about how you deploy them, and I'll show you exactly what I mean on his deployment. So a couple loons down just to tank that Inferno for a little while. He gets 3 loons, and then he puts 2 more on the top side. And here we go. Now the single is finally locked on the Slammer. Slammer is going to pop. Out pops that dragon and those 5 loons. And here comes the Lalo. And here comes the outside in. Now you see how he dropped these loons from right here into this cannon. But as this cannon goes down from the loons he dropped right in front, now they're going to path in like this, and he has more loons coming in this direction. So now he has this outside in pathing into this first Infernal compartment. Now he still has 8 loons, so he's going to have more loons coming in like this. Doesn't know that the Teslas are there because this is a fresh attack. But if you see what his idea is for pathing here, you can see it's like detrimental to the base because it just goes right through everything into the core. This dragon's going to take out the Eagle, He's got freezes for this back end scatter. He's got a tome still of another freeze and 2 haste. So he has extremely tight pathing. He doesn't need support loons because if he makes it through the base with enough loons, he's not going to really care about pathing. And he's bringing the 2 headhunters to deal with the enemy queen. So right now he's looking really, really good. And at this point in the attack, my base does not have enough where it's going to be able to sustain this. Now, we're going to see the point at which he realizes there's a Tesla farm, and he is very quick and reactionary to the Tesla farm. So he sees the Teslas pop, immediately gets down more loons here, gets 2 more loons down. So now he has 4 here and 2 here for a total of 6. He's going to one-shot this mortar. It's going to push these loons this way because I believe the Tesla goes down on that drop, and then they're going to push in this way. And these loons are going to come in here. So he doesn't have the ideal support loons that he wanted because he's going to lose a lot of these balloons on the outside. But it's going to be enough just to keep his loons going down that loon path that he has been eyeing from the very start of the attack. And sometimes you're going to have to do that. Sometimes you're going to have to sacrifice a good amount of balloons just to keep your main pack alive. But if you look here, he's got like 22, 23 balloons. So he doesn't need more support. He just needs these loons to be able to work in this compartment. And that's what these loons are going to end up allowing him to do. So very, very nice reaction there. And there's that split dealing with the Tesla farm. Now you can see he's losing quite a bit. He goes ahead and he tomes so he can get those headhunters in on the enemy queen. And he gets through that multi-inferno. Finds that tornado. And you can see his loons are starting the path to the outside, which he didn't really want. But he cleared enough of the Teslas that he kept enough loons in this inside path that he could just keep freezing. Gets the lucky split here. And even without the split, it still would have been crushed because you had the dragon. Nothing's going to stop these loans. But that is another prime example of the versatility that a good Lalo player can bring with these zaps. He did not get anything out of the zaps other than the CC and pathing. And just by creating that pathing and eyeballing a very strong Sui, Feef is able to take a good base. I mean, by all, that base was not actually built by me. That base was built by Hardtech. I'll let y'all in on a secret. Hardtech was giving me a base so that I can highlight on the channel to kind of announce our partnership. And Feef just fucking ruined that for another video. So now Hardtech's in the process of building another base, putting a little bit more thought, and I'll put more testing because I tested this base and nothing like this happened. So very nice job to Feef. I was very happy to see it actually work because I'm always a fan of watching really talented players do really talented attacks. So very nice work to him. Thanks for pushing me back another video, man. Now I gotta put in some extra work. And the next attack I'm going to be showing is going to be on my time failed ghost account. Yama is going to be coming in here, and I believe, yep, it's another zap zap, but it's a hybrid zap zap. So I've had this base for a while, so I'm not really big on burning it. It's not that big of a deal. I have plenty of other bases, but here he is getting some great value out of that zap as far as pathing goes. And this is just how creative you can get with those zaps. I mean, these guys are just insane. To be honest with you, both sides were very, very... They performed very well on both sides of this war with the zaps. I know the majority of our triples involve zaps, and the majority of triples for them involve them. So look at this queen. She's not getting that much value. She's singular getting the town hall, the wizard tower, the cannon, and that's pretty much it. But because the queen comes in here, gets the town hall, gets the pathing that he needs, you're going to see how strong this hybrid is coming in from this direction right into this scatter shot and then straight through the middle of the base. I mean, it's pretty insane just how strong this attack actually was. Granted, this account for me is not maxed out. And it did hold a couple times. Oh, he's actually not coming in that direction. He's coming in from the top side. I forgot. Doesn't even form a real solid funnel on the top side. Just using a couple miners just to keep the other ones inside. And look how strong this is. So a couple times on my channel, you guys see me triple and some of my league wars with the mass hogs with the zaps. This is just another idea that you can bring in. That just, I mean, the things you can do with these zaps is pretty insane. It's pretty much, you can do every attack. You can do queen charge Lalo, you can do hybrid, you could do queen charge hogs, you could do queen charge miners, you could do zap zap Lalo, you could do yetis with zaps. You can do every attack at Town Hall 13, but with zaps. And that's how versatile it is. Just by cutting, because every attack has certain things that you want to take out, and most of them deal with pathing. And the zaps just open up so much possibilities because your heroes are so strong that if you don't have to deal with that single inferno or that scatter shot or the CC, your queen doesn't actually need that many spells. Now it does end up dying out pretty heavily here, but because he has that P.E.K.K.A on the outside, he's got a couple miners coming through the inside, that warden's still alive, and the P.E.K.K.A's at full health, a couple wizards, he's going to end up getting it. But that just shows you the power in this attack. And it's not even just the power in this specific attack, it's every attack with the zaps. So, if you are interested in joining Warwells to do Elite 15, the link is in the description. If you're interested in joining Heavenly Zone for Elite 25, then get in my Discord server. Ari is their clan leader, along with a couple of the other guys in there. Snore is the sponsor or the partner that I have that you see on the side, the RH, not RH, but the Stronghold base building. He's one of the leaders over there. So if you're interested in joining Heavenly Zone or Warwells, you're free to join my server, get in contact with me. I'll put you in contact with the right people for Heavenly Zone, or put you in contact with myself, and you can start getting yourself featured on some of these videos and looking at these, godly attackers. So I took it upon myself to burn my own bases this war. It wouldn't have been right for me to only burn, 2 of their bases and not burn any of ours. So I took it upon myself to go ahead and burn 2 of mine. Forces me to go back to the drawing board. I did end up building that base myself, and it had a couple defenses. But I'll put the link to the base that we saw tripled in the first round. I'll put the link to that in the description. You guys can have it. You guys can tweak it. And for those of you who are struggling with Lalo, look, this is my opportunity that I'm giving you guys to take a base that you just saw the blueprint to practice on. So get it built, get a buddy to build it, and then you guys can FC each other using the same plan in order just to get the drops down, right? Because I guarantee if you're not experienced with Lalo, that the first time you do that attack is not going to be as successful as when Feef'd did it. You're going to need to keep working at it and keep working at it, and that's the best way to do it. Just keep rerunning plans that were either close fails or doing exactly what they were doing in order to just pretty much crack the base. And that's how you get reps, and that's how you get practicing. So I'm giving you guys that so you guys can work on it. You guys can thank Hardtech because that is a very strong base. So even though you're practicing on it with a hit that's already tripled, I guarantee you that if you use that in your clan wars, barring anyone seeing this video and using the exact same attack, I guarantee that does not happen. So I just want to say thank you guys for joining. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. That's 2 really in-depth Zap Lalo videos. The first one was more about like the fundamentals and the breakdown, and the second one was more about showing you the opportunities that you get with the Zap Lalo without getting like an insane amount on the zaps. So 2 different styles of attacking, 2 of the same results. Now you have the base link. Now you have a place to practice, and you have literally like a replay on how to do it. Very slowed down. Everything's broken down for you. So if you're struggling, now's the time to really up those Lalo skills. Just want to say thank you again for joining. Thank you again to my beautiful wife. The not the blueprint. The thumbnails and everything you've been doing with the YouTube videos is outstanding, and I know my subscribers are loving it, and it's all because of you, baby. So thank you very much. All right, guys, I'll catch you on the next one. Until that time, enjoy your day and stay tuned. Take it easy.